How many times in the middle of life's storms are we tempted to believe that God has lost control? Maybe you're going through one of those moments right now. You look around and everything seems to be falling apart. Shattered dreams, broken relationships, piling bills, unexpected diagnoses, losses that ache in your soul. It feels like chaos, disorder, and God's silence is deafening. But let me remind you, with all the love and faith in my heart, God has not lost control. In the Gospel of Mark, chapter 4, starting at verse 35, we read about a moment when Jesus' disciples faced a fierce storm. They were in a boat out at sea, and the waves began to crash over them. The wind was strong, water was flooding the boat, and panic took over. But Jesus was there. He was in the same boat, sleeping on a cushion, at peace. The disciples, desperate, woke him and asked, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" Jesus got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Peace, be still." And suddenly, everything was calm. Stillness, silence, peace. That's what God's presence is like in the middle of our storms. Even when it seems like He's asleep, even when it feels like He's silent, God has never left the throne. He is in the boat with you. And if the Lord is present, no storm is greater than His power. None. You may not understand the reason for this battle. You may not see a way out right now. But know this, there is a purpose, and there's a set time for everything. Our vision is limited, but God sees the whole picture. He knows exactly what He's doing. And His word assures us that all things work together for the good of those who love God. Romans 8:28. So, take a deep breath. Rest. Trust. Even if the waves hit hard, even if your faith is shaking, don't give up. You are not alone. Jesus is with you. And at the right time, He will rise and speak peace over your life. And when that happens, you'll realize you were never adrift. You were always in the hands of the one who calms the sea with just a word. Sometimes, we confuse God's silence with absence. We assume that if He's not speaking, then He must not be acting. But God often works in silence, like a gardener, preparing the soil before planting. He's never caught off guard by anything in our lives. What seems out of place today will make sense tomorrow. What feels like wasted time, God will redeem. Every chapter of our story, even the painful ones, serves a purpose. So, keep believing, even when you can't see. Keep trusting, even when you don't understand. When everything around us grows dark, our faith is invited to go deeper. God uses opposing winds to teach us how to rest in Him, and not in our circumstances. When we release control, we're reminded that we never had it in the first place. He has always been in charge. That is grace. That is rest. You don't have to carry the weight of the world. God is taking care of you. Every tear is seen. Every silent prayer is heard. God doesn't ignore the pain in your heart. He gathers every broken piece of your soul and begins to restore with love and patience. Today's pain could become tomorrow's testimony. Even in the silence, He is working. There is no chaos He can't turn into a path. Jesus never promised the absence of storms, but His presence in the middle of them. He said, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." Our security isn't in the calm, but in His company, God with us. That changes everything. Don't place your faith in the strength of the storm, but in the faithfulness of the God who never leaves you. Remember, no pain lasts forever. The exhaustion will pass. The storm will end, and when it does, you'll look back and realize, I couldn't have made it on my own. And it's true. You couldn't. But with God in the boat, the impossible becomes possible. And the peace that surpasses all understanding finally comes. He is still in control. Lord, help us trust You even when we don't understand. Strengthen our faith in the middle of the storm and remind us that you are with us in every moment. You are sovereign. You are faithful. You are the God who calms the storm. Amen.